and together with the Lieutenant Governor, the Council on Women and Girls, and the Connecticut Collective for Women and Girls, thank you for joining us in celebration of the Day of the Girl. I want to start by saying that I am so very proud that at a time when our country is more divided than ever, we have joined forces, we have come together to uplift girls and women. And I want to hear some noise if you agree, but we have come together because we are united in the belief that all girls deserve the opportunity to lead and thrive. We are united in our commitment to break down the systemic barriers that hold women and girls back. And most importantly, we are united in taking action to lift up girls so that every girl can reach her potential, because when girls and women lead, everyone benefits. You know, we know that for girls during adolescence, confidence plummets and never recovers, so that by age 18, nearly half of all girls say that they're not smart enough for their dream career. And at the same time, we know, research tells us that companies with more women leaders are 25% more likely to outperform. They're more profitable, productive, innovative, resilient, and they have healthier workplace cultures. But yet, progress remains slow. Only 28% of our U.S. Congress and just 10% of our Fortune 500 CEOs are women. And in 2025, for me as a mom, it breaks my heart that our daughters are facing new challenges to their rights and opportunities. We must move forward, not back. And so it's time for us all to recommit to the work, to recommit to making a difference for women and girls. And at Live Girl, we're working every day to build the next generation of brave, career-ready women leaders who will shape a brighter future for all. And I just want to say that I feel very lucky that I grew up with the wisdom of Jane Goodall in my ear. May she rest in power. Because she taught us that what you do makes a difference. And you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. And so today, I ask you, what kind of difference do you want to make? Join us to lift up women and girls and create lasting change for the young women you'll hear from today, Cheyenne, Kaylin, Taylor, and Alexa. Together, let's use our voices, our talents, our community to mentor, equip, open doors, and amplify their stories, and issue a call to shape a better future for all girls in this state and beyond. So let's get started. It's going to be an inspiring program. We're going to start with our first student speaker, Cheyenne Earlington.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cheyenne Earlington, and I'm a junior at the University of Connecticut Stanford campus. I'm honored to introduce our keynote speaker, Lieutenant Governor Susan Bysiewicz. With a distinguished career in public service as former state representative, Connecticut's Secretary of State, and now Lieutenant Governor, since 2019, Susan Bysiewicz is a dedicated advocate for women and girls, small business owners, veterans, and she partners with Governor Ned Lamont to champion women's health, education, secure fair elections, and she's always giving voice to those she serves. Please welcome the Lieutenant Governor and give her a round of applause.
Thank you so much for that really great introduction, and good afternoon, everyone. How are we feeling today? All right. Well, I want to give a huge thank you to Sherry West. She is the CEO of Live Girl. Can we give her a round of applause? And We have some other fabulous female leaders that are with us. I want to thank Representative Amy Berger-Vallo and Representative Kate Farrar and Representative Caitlin Shea and the amazing Janae Weber of She Leads Justice, because we need justice now for women and girls more than ever. So this is an amazing event because there are some great resources. All those folks who are a little chilly at those tables, make sure you keep them warm later. Get information, get ideas. That's what today is all about. We're going to hear from some fabulous female leaders. I just want to give a shout out to a member of the press corps who's here. This is Maya. Maya is wearing her press hat. Maya is 7. However, Maya is leading at 7. She has interviewed me in my office, the state controller, members of the United States Congress, and members of the legislature. And she has got a YouTube channel, so check it out. The video interview with me got more than 7,000 views. She is an amazing, amazing reporter in training. So if you're lucky, she'll want to interview you. So, Maya, Maya. All right. There you go. This Saturday, October 11th, marks the 13th anniversary of the International Day of the Girl. And at this celebration, we showcase the opportunities that our girls have to have their voices heard on a bigger stage. So here we are at the state capitol, this place of power, with female leaders doing just that. You know, when the governor and I first took office in 2019, the very first order of business, the very first order that the governor signed was to create a council on women and girls, and all of our cabinet members or commissioners participate in that, because every time we make a policy, we consider the impact that it will have on our girls, young women, and families. And so our council has addressed health and safety issues. It champions women and girls in leadership. It evaluates and promotes workforce equity and opportunity. And it encourages women and girls to be involved in STEAM fields, because those are among the highest paying jobs in our state and in our country. And we're very proud that the work that we've done with our legislative and advocacy partners, we're very proud to have passed things like the paid leave law and the Reproductive Freedom Defense Act, and raise the minimum wage, and it will be $16.94 come January 1st. And that's why Connecticut is one of the best states in the country for women, girls, and families. And so we're so excited about that, but ladies and gentlemen, so much work needs to be done. Here in our state, women earn on average 84 cents to every dollar that men make. Is that fair? No. So that's why we need all of your voices, and we need all of your work. And in the halls of power behind us, we are doing better in terms of female leadership. Right now, 37% of our General Assembly members are women. But when we look at the United States Congress, which currently does not appear to have got its act together, there are only 25% women, right? And so I firmly believe if we had 50% female members in our United States Congress, we would not be in this mess right now. And because literally yesterday, the governor and I had a press conference at our WIC office in Hartford. And WIC is a program at the federal level that provides nutritional support to pregnant women, to nursing moms, and to their infants and young children. And the governor and I announced that no matter what, we are going to continue to fund the WIC program here in Connecticut, even if the federal government does not do that. Because we do not have hungry moms and babies and kids in our state. So that's why all of you are so important as future leaders, as leaders in our legislature and in our state. We really need you now more than ever. And I know that some of our speakers are going to have calls to action. So to our girls, grades 3 through 12, I hope you participate in the Lieutenant Governor's Computing Challenge, because coding jobs are among the best paying. Infosys is right over there. They have great opportunities, and so many career fields involve computing skills, no matter what your profession is. So I hope that our girls, ages, third graders 4 to 12, will participate in our computing challenge. And I would also encourage you to make sure today, when you have the opportunity to talk to all of these fabulous leaders, both in the political world, in the business world, in the nonprofit world, make sure you share what you would like to see and make the change that you would like to see. And I will also end with a final action for our girls and young women, and that is our most powerful tool that we have is a very precious, precious civil right that is right now under attack. And it is a right that we all have once we are 18. And I'm going to ask our girls, what right is that? Say it louder. The vote. The vote. All right. So please, early voting starts October 20th, and our election is on November 4th. And as I look at this amazing crowd, I can't wait to be voting for all of our future leaders. So thank you all so much for coming out today.
Hello everyone, my name is Haley Kinahara, and I am a 7th grader at Strawberry Hill, Stanford, Connecticut. And I will be reading my original poem entitled Our Life Within. Inside our hearts, 4 values grow. Those sparks ignite and begin to glow. They shape our path, they'll light our way, guiding how we act. Live true. Discard your mask. Be bold, be free. Shine your light for all the world to see. In the shadows of sound, let your voice rise. A clear call, free of lies. The truth, be you, your freest self. Shed the mask that turns you into someone else. Break the pattern, shatter the spell. A life lived true is a life lived well. Live brave. Be brave and always stand tall. Even when doubt screams for you to fall. Head up, step forward, and breathe in deep. Courage will help you when the road looks. Speak for yourself and for others, even if your voice may shake. You can be the change that you have yet to make. If you believe, you'll get inspired. Be the change the world has yet to see. Live kind. Kindness is power, soft and strong, like a friend who listens when things go wrong, a A gentle hello, an inspiring cheer can move mountains and chase away fear. A warm smile, a listening ear could be the light you give that the world will hear. Live empowered. Believe in your strength, your power, your voice. Make every moment your own choice. But together we grow, together we stand, together we'll rise, hand in hand. Empowerment grows when shared by all, in building bridges, in raising change, and in helping others when they fall. Core values strong, our lives, our ways, when we choose to shine, not hide away. A better world, a brighter light. 4 pillars tall, morning star bright. We light the world in our own way when we choose to shine, not hide away.
If it wasn't clear, this was an original poem that Kaylin wrote just for today. So thank you, Kaylin. So next up, we're so thrilled and honored to hand the microphone to a champion of women and girls in our state, Janae Woods-Weber, the Executive Director of She Leads Justice. Good afternoon. Everybody a little chilly out there? Well, let's warm ourselves up. When I say girl, you say power. Girl! Power! Girl! Power! Fabulous. It's wonderful to see everyone here celebrating the Day of the Girl. I'm Janae, Executive Director of She Leads Justice. We are a nonprofit that advocates for women in Connecticut, especially women of color and women living with poverty. We've been operating for more than 50 years, and while a lot has improved for girls over the last several decades, we still have a lot of work to do, and we also need to protect the rights that we've won because we are in danger of losing them for ourselves and for future generations. We're living through uncertain times, and now more than ever, it's clear that we need to protect, uplift, and celebrate girls. Many of us here today, following in the footsteps of our mothers, our grandmothers, our aunties, our big sisters, teachers, and other powerful women role models, have tried hard to take advantage of all the rights we've won and to expand those rights for our girls and the girls who look after them. We've worked hard, and we need to keep working harder, more than ever. I believe that we can do it. So as we celebrate Day of the Girl, this is our call to action. And I am talking to all of us, but I'm especially talking to my fellow adult women, especially all of the adult women that I see out in the audience today. White women need to choose solidarity with Black girls and girls of color instead of choosing your whiteness over your gender. Please set that example for the white girls in our communities. Because for too long, feminism only centered on the experiences of white women and girls as the default for women and girls as a whole group. And it didn't take into account the intersection of sexism and racism that Black and brown girls are forced to navigate. All people, all women, all girls, have been racialized, but we tend to think of only Black and brown women as girls as people who have race that negatively impacts their experiences. So white women, please examine the ways in which whiteness has informed or influenced your experiences of being a girl and now a woman, for the good and the bad, and the privilege and the oppression. We also need to shift our thinking that feminism is solely about the rights of women and girls. Feminism, true feminism, should also be about dismantling racism, because patriarchy, the system of stealing and reserving power for men, especially and almost always white men, is a key pillar of white supremacy. And white women, especially white women with economic privilege, you must show up for Black and brown girls, girls with low income, queer girls, because girls who live at the intersection of racism, poverty, homophobia, and sexism are among the first to be harmed when our civil rights and human rights are under attack. Showing up is important because solidarity is how we ensure that the needs of all of our girls are met and that all of our girls are valued. So grown-ups, please listen to Black girls.
Listen to brown, native, and indigenous girls. Listen to girls who are immigrants, especially girls who are undocumented, and protect them. Listen to LGBTQ plus girls, especially listen to and protect trans girls, especially during this moment in our history. Listen to girls whose families are struggling with poverty. Listen to girls with disabilities. And then do something. One thing that you can do is to support Black and brown and queer-led organizations that serve women and girls, especially the ones serving queer and trans girls, those who live in poverty, and girls of color. Give them your attention. Donate your time and expertise. Oh, and actually, give us your money, because fighting for a better future for all of our girls is expensive. I can imagine a world where girls and the women we grew up to become are consistently powerful forces for good that shape our communities into the kinds of places where we all deserve to live, where we can care for each other and care for ourselves while honoring the diversity of our backgrounds and life experiences. I'll leave you with a few final words from a poem. It's not an original poem, but it is one that has inspired me and the wonderful staff at She Leads Justice, because this poem is really evocative of the hopefulness that we hold for the future that we want to build with you and everyone else. A future where every girl lives a life of abundance, self-determination, prosperity, good health, and joy. The poem is entitled Legacy, and it was written by Ruth Kaur. She's a young woman poet who started writing right around the same age as some of the young women that I see today with us. And this poem is called Legacy. I stand on the sacrifices of a million women before me, thinking, what can I do to make this mountain taller so the women after me can see farther? So let's climb these mountains together so that our girls, all of our girls, can stand at the top and see the future that they want to build for themselves. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Taylor Ryan, and I'm a senior at the University of Connecticut studying psychology. Not only is my honor to stand with my girls to share my voice in celebration of the Day of the Girl, but I'm so fortunate to be given a platform to speak on this day, especially on behalf of young Black women like myself. To be a powerful woman today is to remember what it felt like to once be the overlooked, underestimated girl of yesterday. And believe it or not, I was the one doing the overlooking. I was the one underestimating myself. If I can go back and speak to my younger self, there's so much I would say. If I were speaking to my 5-year-old self, I'd tell her that she carries a natural light within that shines wherever she goes. If I were speaking to my 8-year-old self, I would tell her she's a natural born leader and everyone can see it. I can't wait until she does. If I were speaking to my 14-year-old self, I would tell her that she is beautiful and is stronger and smarter than she thinks. If I were speaking to my 18-year-old self, I would tell her that she is capable and that she can do hard things. If I were speaking to myself at 21, the age I am today, I would tell her not to let the world dim the light that she carried since she was 5. We live in a society where women compare themselves to one another in every single aspect. Beauty, intelligence, drive, success. We analyze every part of our being and somehow always see less. As women, our stakes are higher, and as women of color, even more so. We often face greater risks or consequences when navigating personal, professional, or social situations. We're always given more judgment, criticism, pressure, and it's never fair. Research shows that women often face double bind, where their identities carry overlapping societal pressures and barriers. Yet despite these challenges, we continue to rise, to push forward, and to prove our worth in spaces that were not always built for us. I'm a proud member of the liberal community. May I just say, In a world where women are constantly told the odds are not in our favor, it's been such a blessing to meet so many brilliant women who are fighting the odds to reach their dreams and aspirations. They work, inspire, and help elevate others to create and strive for dreams of our own. Live Girl didn't just protect my life, but they lifted it, revealing how far it could really shine. So, my call to action is for all of you to lift up and speak life into the young women of tomorrow. For we are the ones who know the weight of doubt and the power of encouragement. Become a Live Girl mentor and show girls and women like me that their voices matter, their future has no limits, and their life is needed. Thank you.
Are these young women incredible or what? We have something very, very special for you next. Maria, you're up. Very special performance by Live Girl's own program director, Maria Dolani. Sorry. She is singing an original song that will be released soon called So Bright and Bold.
Can you guys hear me okay? Awesome. So this is a song that I wrote for my younger child, the little girl within me. As you guys know, us being here today is so important, and I feel like growing up, there were so many opportunities where people tried to dim my light or tell me to, quiet down, just settle. So this song is kind of the stand up and saying, you know what, I'm gonna shine bright and bold like I was born and created to do. So how many people can agree with that, right? We were created to shine. I'm just gonna help people with this. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Hands up
amazing. Can we give one more round of applause? Beautiful voice. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aishi Takar, and I'm so excited to be on the stage today. Thank you all for coming to this beautiful event, and thank you, Sherry, for inviting me to speak today. A little introduction. My name is Aishi Takar. I'm a junior studying at the University of Connecticut, and I'm in the School of Business. And I'm honored to stand with Live Girl at the Day of the Girl. Now, I always get asked, Aishi, why business? As an Indian American first generation student, I've always been surrounded by a world where people are doctors and lawyers and engineers. They're always like, why'd you choose business? And I always think back to this one specific story. So in second grade, my mom opened up her first salon, located inside of Walmart. I watched her pour in long hours, working tirelessly to build up this one dream that she always had. She spent hours at the salon that she could have been spending at home with me and my sister. And now instead of spending it with us, she was spending it with all these customers. And I always thought, wow, she's so dedicated. And it made me want to help her in any way I possibly could. I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to contribute in any way. And so I decided to do something about it. I started to talk to people, spread the word, and make them believe in her dream too. I walked down the Walmart aisles, handing out flyers and telling everyone, hey, my mom opened up a new salon and you should come check it out. And somehow it actually worked. Women actually came to her salon. And to this day, some of my mom's customers will still tell her, I remember when your daughter stopped me in the Walmart aisle while I was getting my groceries and told me to come check out your salon. 13 years later. And that moment taught me something that's guided me ever since. You don't find opportunity by waiting for it. You create it by showing up fiercely and putting yourself out there. From there on, every step has led me to the next. In high school, I joined business clubs, led fundraisers, and kept putting myself out there. Networking, learning through conversations, and letting each person I met shape me in a different way. Like a mosaic, every interaction, every challenge, every mentor added a different color to who I was becoming. And together, those pieces taught me what leadership is really about. It's about growth, it's about resilience, and it's about the relationships that push you to be even better. And at UConn, I've continued to grow, pushing myself beyond my comfort zone, competing in case competitions, gaining real-world experience through internships, and serving in leadership roles across campus. And I found my way to Live Girl and She Works, an incredible community that reminds me why I fell in love with business in the first place. Because She Works doesn't just care about their careers, they care about the connection. It's about lifting women up, building pathways to equity, and realizing that every brave step you take can inspire another. So when I look back from the Walmart aisles to the stage today, I see one simple thing. Every act of courage, no matter how small, has the power to lead you somewhere greater. My call to action for every adult listening is to pay it forward by becoming a She Works mentor, and for all the girls listening, to show up fully, fiercely, and unapologetically. And in that same spirit of courage and connection that began for me in the aisles of Walmart, I'm honored to introduce a woman who's built her life around opening doors for others. Representative Burger Gervalla. Her work reminds us that progress doesn't just happen by chance. It happens when people choose courage over comfort and lift others as they rise. So please join me in giving a round of warm applause as we welcome Connecticut State Representative Amy Burger Gervalla.
That may be the best introduction I've ever received. Thank you for that. And I can't help but think how much more courage I would have had coming into this space and this point in my life if any of these young women had spoken to me, my younger self. Very powerful words, and I am grateful to be up here with all of you. Today, we're not only celebrating the extraordinary potential of girls and of women, but we're charging ourselves with a mission that is more vital now, I think we all agree, than ever before.
and I have spent many, many years advocating and being an activist alongside women who came generations before me, who thought that work should have been done a long time ago. But here we are, and it is our job to champion their rights, our rights, to amplify their voices, our voices, and to tear down the persistent barriers that are continuously being put in place to hold us all back. Across our nation, around the world, girls dream really big. We imagine careers in science, leadership in government, and impact every corner of society. But way too often our paths are obstructed, not because of a lack of talent or ambition, but because of entrenched inequalities. The numbers tell the story of the urgency here. We've heard some of them, about 25 to 30% of managerial positions being held by women. And that's globally. Girls face disproportionate poverty, harassment, and exclusion in education and leadership. Even here in the Connecticut legislature, as we established, we're only 37% as women. Here's the truth. When we invest in women and girls, societies rise. Study after study shows that closing gender gaps would unleash trillions of dollars in global GDP, strengthening our economy, enriching every family. Empowered women are engines of prosperity, creators of jobs, and innovators who bring fresh perspectives to problems old and new. Championing women and girls is not just a matter of justice, it is the foundation of a more peaceful, sustainable, and flourishing world. Each time we challenge bias, stand up for equal pay, demand safe schools, or mentor a young woman in STEAM or politics, we are betting on the promise of tomorrow. We are rejecting the status quo and insisting upon a society where every girl, regardless of zip code or background, feels entitled to reach for any dream, any office, any innovation. History shows us the power of determined voices. Think of Malala. She stood up for girls' education, not for herself alone, but for 66 million girls whose futures were hanging in the balance. And Greta Thunberg, in the news again recently, a powerful advocate for the environment at only 12 years old, and now a staunch advocate for human rights. Or maybe a young woman who not all of us have heard of, Marley Diaz, an activist and founder of 1,000 Black Girl Books, advocating for representation in literature. Everyday trailblazers are among us. Students, teachers, athletes, entrepreneurs, all defying expectations and redefining what is possible. But we can't be content with incremental progress, and that's what we have accepted. And I always feel that it is my job to apologize to my own daughter for the incremental progress that I have strived for and been able to accomplish, because it really is only that, incremental. The pace is too slow. And at this current rate, it will take over another century for women worldwide. And this is not counting the stop in progress that is being attempted right now. But it will take over a century for women worldwide to achieve true equality in leadership and representation. And that is not good enough. Not for our daughters, not for our communities, not for Connecticut, and certainly not for this country. So what do? We must make gender equality issues the lens through which every policy, every budget, and every decision is viewed. We must make our classrooms places of inspiration and not intimidation. Our workplaces have to reward talent and not stereotypes. And our government must defend every woman and girl's right to shape the laws and society that affect them. The road ahead isn't going to be easy. It hasn't been easy this far, and it seems to be getting harder every morning. Don't read the news. But it's never been easy, truly. And as the saying goes, let it end with us. Let this be the last generation to see empty classrooms, wasted ambitions, tables full of people who are not women making decisions for and and about women and girls. And let's not see dreams denied because of gender. We can be the leaders who put equality at the top of every agenda, who mentor the next generation, who listen to voices that have been silenced and who never shrink from the hard work of justice. We all pledge, here and now, I'm speaking for all of you, yes, to stand firmly with women and girls of Connecticut and beyond. Let us become the champions for the world as it ought to be, fair, inclusive, brimming with opportunity for all. All of this, hearing these poems and songs and stories from everyone, has made me recall the moment when I was first asked to run for office. And at the time I was serving as a recruiter for the local committee to get people to run for office. And when it was proposed to me that I run for this seat, I said on the phone in response, you know, I don't think I'm qualified, I don't think I'm ready, give me a few years and I'll follow whoever goes into the seat now. And I got off the phone, and my daughter, who was 17 at the time, looked at me with disgust. And she said, Mom, no man would ever have said that. And I'm telling you, I had you guys talking to me when I was 5, 13, and 17, and that stuck me so hard that I knew I could never say, think, or feel that again. And I know that I deserve to be here just as every woman standing here with me, every woman out there deserves whatever it is that you want. And if I can help you get it, I'm going to do that. So are the rest of us. This is an incredible opportunity to bring all women up and let us absolutely all rise to that occasion. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Representative, for your leadership and your service. I'm now going to ask the brilliant, amazing girls of Grace Academy to get in position for the special event we have. We're nearing the end. Hang with us. I know you're cold. We're nearing the end, but we have a very, very special treat. And to introduce this treat, I would hand the microphone to the head of school at Grace Academy, Princess Hyatt.
Good afternoon, everyone. I know it's cold, y'all. It's an honor to be here to celebrate the International Day of the Girl. Today we celebrate brilliance, we celebrate strength, we celebrate limitless potential of girls everywhere and girls right here. At Grace Academy, we believe in every girl, that she carries joy, that she carries genius everywhere she goes. These are not just themes for our school year, but this is something that we ingrain in our everyday. Dr. Goldie Muhammad reminds us that from Cultivating Genius, that genius is not rare, it's common, it's in every child, and our work is to nurture that. At Grace Academy, we do nurture that genius, that love, that rigor, creativity, community. We believe that joy is a form of resistance, and that when we move, we learn, we lead, and we do that from a place of joy. And that's how we transform the world around us, the community around us, and ourselves. So, quick story. My class president at Grace Academy said, Ms. Hyatt, you need tissues? And I said, yes, come give me some tissues. I said, why don't you stay up here and help me introduce Grace Academy students? So I have this platform, and this is our platform. I'm going to have her introduce Grace Academy.
As you may know, I'm student body president of Grace Academy, and I'm an 8th grader. As today, our dance team embodies that is so beautiful. You all did amazing, and so much better too. So pat yourself on the back, please. But I am our last speaker for today, so let me start by introducing myself. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Alexa Molina, and I'm a graduate student at UConn School of Social Work. I'm really honored to be here today to raise my voice in celebration of the Day of the Girl. So when I think back to the moments that shaped me the most, I don't think about the times when everything went perfectly. I think about the times when I was scared to speak up, but did it anyway. As a first-gen Latina and the oldest daughter in my family, there were so many moments when I felt like I had to be strong, even when I didn't feel confident inside. For a long time, I thought leadership was about having all the answers. But what I've learned is that leadership is really about using your voice, even when it takes, and creating space for others to use theirs. That lesson has guided me into the work that I'm doing today. In college, I studied psychology and political science because I wanted to understand both people and the systems that shape our lives. As an MSW student, I'm learning how policy and advocacy work hand in hand with social work to bring about meaningful change. Whether it's addressing gender equality or ensuring marginalized voices are heard at the table, I've seen how powerful it can be when our personal experiences inform the policies that we choose to advocate for. And I really want every girl here to know that your voice matters too. Speaking up isn't just about the classroom or the conversations that we're having with friends. It's about shaping the policies that impact our communities, about standing up for equity, and about choosing careers and causes that can carry that mission forward. So none of us really have to do it alone. This girl reminds us today that when girls and women support each other, we rise higher together. When one of us speaks, we open the door for others to follow. So here's my call to action. Be brave enough to speak up, be bold enough to take risks, and be generous enough to lift the girls around you. Because together we can be unstoppable. And if you're looking for a place to start, please consider getting involved with Lift Girl. This is a community where your voice is not just welcome, it's something that's truly needed. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, can I just hear a round of applause for all of our amazing, inspiring speakers? So thank you all for coming. I also want to thank everyone who tuned in via our live stream. I do want to especially thank all of the members of the Connecticut Collective for Women and Girls. Thank you, Catherine Bailey, for helping to organize us. Please, before you go, take time to learn about these very powerful and important organizations. Thank you, Tracy Apaku, for coordinating all the events today. Tracy, let's Tracy is the secret weapon in the Lieutenant Governor's office. But thank you all just for joining us. Remember, you're not one person. You are a member of this powerful collective, and together we will shape a brighter future. Thank you so much. And Team Live Girl, we're going to come up here and